Hi everyone, welcome back to TriFit Wellness for the Body, Mind, and Soul. As we all know, COVID has not only had an impact on individuals physically but also mentally. Today, I'm joined by a psychologist, Ms. Vidhi Maheshwari, to discuss how we can deal with our mental and emotional health.
I think there's like no right answer, right? Like everyone reacts, everyone has like different emotions to different situations. Everyone copes with things in their own unique ways. But I think when you're feeling, there are different things, right, that are impacting people. There's also like based on age, school stress, there's work stress, just like finding a job. I think just like trying to like be in tune with like what might be bothering someone, which in itself is like a hard thing to do. But like any feelings of like anxiousness about something, feeling some lack of energy, not wanting to, that you don't feel hungry, those are signs like like something might be bothering you. Not being able to sleep well. So I guess these are like some very like common basic symptoms, if you can say so, to like keep a check on and while being in tune with like what's going on. The last year and a half now, it's crazy to see like it's been a year and a half. First we all thought like, oh, 2 weeks and we'll be done. But I'm sure like everyone has gone through a really hard time. Everyone must have faced loneliness of like being like surrounded by four walls in the house, right? Then a lot of people have lost family members. There's grief. I think what you as an individual, as a friend, as a daughter, could do for someone is like just being there for them, right? Like in a very non-judgmental way. Everyone has their own story with COVID. Everyone has gone through the COVID through a very different lens, has had very different interactions with their situation. So just being non-judgmental, like being there for the person, talking to them, just being there for them, providing them with any support that they might need. I think those are like some just basic ways that you could like support your family members, right? Like we have seen like families who haven't been able to meet with each other. Zoom has been like the most used technology, right? Zoom and like video calling, like having like family houses. Like I know my family did that, and that was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun. It has also like connected people in a very different way. Despite not being with each other, people have had like weddings over Zoom. So I think also like you could be creative with like the ways you wanna maintain those interactions with family members, with friends. But again, like that does not take away from the emotions that people are feeling. Those are absolutely valid. But how you could support them would be just some of these things. Try like engaging in activities that you could potentially like do, like play like board games with family members if you're a creative person. Do some arts and crafts and paintings. A lot of people have gone on TikTok and like made so many videos because that's what gets them going. A lot of people have also like started businesses during this time. My sister's friends started like making diaries. So like using your like internal passions, because this has been the time, like you have been like gifted this time to honestly like do whatever you want from wherever you want, right? A lot of people, yes, like have like stuff they have to do, like there are like our healthcare workers who hats off to them. But I feel like we as citizens who have like so much time at home, I think those are things you could do, right? Like exercising, even if it's like 10 minutes of yoga, or just like getting those like 15-20 minute like walk inside the house. Just like I just used to go around in circles in my house, just to like move my body a little bit. Connecting with friends, lend out that helping hand. I think all these questions just like tie in with each other, right? And also like being okay with the fact that like this has been a hard time, and sometimes it's okay to not do anything. It's okay if I like sat on my couch for like 4 weeks not doing anything, because it was extremely overwhelming feelings that the entire world was going through. So also like not being too hard on yourself is extremely important. Netflix party, like
Right.
Even like technology has become creative for this time.
Yeah.
So just like understanding what fits you, what's right for you. If it's like doing a Netflix party, if it's making videos, if it's being on Zoom, if it's not doing anything, if it's just reading a book, whatever works best for you. I think just like again, like tune into your feelings, don't be too hard on yourself, and take it from there, one step at a time. It is okay like if you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's okay like if you weren't the most productive during this time. You were going through a lot of overwhelming feelings. I think that is something that people just don't take into account, that there was so much going on the outside that it was okay to like take a second for yourself on the inside. And if you can like think like, oh, like you have like this passion to do something and you aren't being creative, you really want to do something, it is hard with the limited resources you might have, but get creative. Look up on the internet what you can do sitting at home. If it's a lot of people lend their hands outside, right, like gathering resources and having those drives to like support people who were suffering and didn't have those resources. We spoke about like a lot of small businesses opening up. So a lot of people like, okay, I guess I'm great at designing, I can do this. A lot of people like, maybe I can like do some other form of like clothing work. I feel there's just like so many like avenues that opened up also at the same time. So just like find your own little niche. If it's just like keep you busy, I feel like there could be a lot of options. If you just like take a second to explore, you could find something. But again, I just want to emphasize like not being too hard on yourself, like not doing anything. It's okay if you take a pause. Right, it's been hard, right? We've seen so much adversity. It feels like we have failed, the government might have failed. We just feel like the system is collapsing when you see those kinds of imagery, and it is. It's heartbreaking. It's crushing to like like your friend lost like their father, or like some other family lost. Like you've heard like so much negative news during this time. Talk about it. Express to your family, to your friend, to anyone who you might be able to speak to. If it's like, if you want to journal, express those emotions, talk about them. I think sometimes holding it in just creates that ripple effect and keeps like burdening you with those emotions, which ultimately is going to like just explode at one point, right? So talk about those emotions to whoever you might best be able to. If there's any way you could like help in these times, you could go ahead and do that. But I think because of COVID, like there are so many restrictions, and like there's not that much one might be able to do like sitting at home. But I think the best way that you might be able to cope with that is to talk about it. Or maybe like not indulging in news that much also, right? Like after a point I stopped reading news. Like I used to get my daily updates that I was like at least like in tune with like what's going, but it wasn't like 24/7 the TV was going on. Watch a movie, read a book, distract yourself with other like positive things around you. So those could be some things. But yeah, it is super hard to like see that kind of adversity.
So how does having a consistent routine help? We know many young people don't like to be like bound to a routine, but in your view, is like being bound to a routine or having a routine important?
I personally think having a routine helps. Science has said that having a routine like helps brain have a structure, right? Like it makes you feel less anxious because you're not being thrown off by like random things at random times. You have like set things to do. Your brain is focused that way. So your stress levels are balanced accordingly. So yeah, having a routine helps in those ways, right? Like you feel less anxious. If you're sleeping well, you're going to feel better the next day. If you like are sleeping at 5 o'clock, waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you haven't had those 7 to 8 hours of sleep, you are going to be groggy, right?
Right.
You can immediately see that difference. Like if you get those 8 hours of sleep, get in a workout, follow your routine, your brain feels stable, you feel fresh, you feel energetic, and a lot of that has to do with like um, regulating the brain to like not feel those like random bursts of anxiety that come in with like not having a routine.
Right.
Working out like releases those endorphins and like hormones that again just like bring that like sense of like peace and like stability, right? So yeah, having a routine does really help.
Yeah.
It might be a bit hard during COVID again, like everyone was like all over the place. But if you are able to like get yourself in a little routine, I'm sure like that might help.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think having a routine keeps you on track and it, just helps you.
Yeah.
So just stepping away.
Like it helps with like, yeah, it helps with like decreasing that unpredictability, uncertainty. It gives you a structure, helps you focus, organize, be more productive. It all just like ties into each other, right? Yeah. I feel like self-doubt is such a unique thing because it happens to like every single profession, like be it like a healthcare worker, be it like a lawyer, an athlete. Everyone goes through that feeling of self-doubt, or like in other terms you could also call like imposter syndrome, like you don't belong here, you might not be good enough. I think something that could be really like important and helpful for athletes especially would be stop focusing that much on like what you cannot do and that feeling that, oh, like you don't belong here and like I can't do this, like what's going to happen. But channel those thoughts into something positive, right? Like what are my strengths, how can I improve what I'm actually good at, how might that help you boost your confidence, how are there some strategies like in your gameplay that you could change that might help you become a little push you, like bring you to that edge. So I think focus on that, like building that endurance, that strength, and focusing on like what you're good at instead of what you might not be good at. Maximizing those strengths, I think, could really help like boost that confidence and like work with that self-doubt. And I think some of the sports psychologists are doing a great job, right? Because I think it's also important to remember that a lot of athletes, like the self-doubt, along with it, they have their own like life that they're dealing with, right? Like sports plus life, it's a lot to deal with. My friend who's a sports psychologist, he often tells me stories about his clients who are like still in like school, but like are trying to give their 100%, but they have so much going on academically, there's so much going on back home. So I think like collectively, I think like also like speaking to a therapist might really be helpful, right? Like just unwrapping layer by layer each piece, because I think with young kids there's like so much pressure, right? Like for you, I need to get to college, where will I get admission? So it's not just, you're not just thinking about like, oh, how am I bettering myself at this point, but it's like, how am I doing these 10 million things around me to get to that next step? And that is life. So it's all about like how you can like manage so many emotions and like hold space for that.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you for guiding us and giving us an insight into how we can cope with mentally difficult times. I'm sure this conversation was enlightening for all of us. It was great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Sahana. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, we'll just end it on like the note saying like, don't be too hard on yourself. Take some time out for self-care, and just do what you think is right for you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.